Because it's not just him and his wife. It's
Fuck
him and his wife.
Kids. That's your decision.
Fuck those kids.
No, it's your decision. So it's like you're just choosing
Alex
that.
is going to hell. And welcome back to Give It To Me Straight.
I'm Alex.
And I'm John.
And we're your gracious
hosts.
Man, what a week.
What a week is right.
John's wearing his new jacket that he got in
I'm not
Paris.
wearing my LL Bean boots that everyone gave me a bunch of shit for.
They were, well, what year did you get them?
Like 2011. The reason why I brought them
It was supposed to rain.
to France was because Alex said it was going to rain the whole time. And that's all I had. So I brought the boots. And you know what? I got so much flack for them. I left them there.
You didn't leave them there because of that.
No, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I left them there because I didn't
were
have enough
old.
room and they're old.
I am also wearing something from Paris, but it was about a 100th of the cost of John's jacket. John was like, I'm going to do some shopping. And you did.
I got a nice jacket.
It was worth it though. You kind of look like you're either
I'm from
the
Yellowstone
or The Last of Us.
Don't ask me a thing about being a ranch hand.
I also want to say that John got me sick. So I talked so much shit the last episode and then I was dying.
There's a lot to dive into.
I was dying on the plane.
Poor Alex. Alex is a trooper. I got her sick. She got on the plane and I mean, she was just full body sweats on the plane.
I know.
It was so bad. She was like fine up until the plane. I'm like, oh my God.
But
she didn't complain at all. Unlike me, like when I'm sick, everyone's going to know.
Well, I think that's just the difference between like, I've always been like that. Like you've always been someone who like, I don't know, complains. And I've always been someone who hides my emotions in that way. Like
I don't know why. Just
growing up, if I broke a bone, I would walk up to my mom like this. And she's like, something's wrong.
You have so many photos of you like this.
Yeah, because I would injure myself severely, but I would never want to let people know. Like I would never want people to know that I was hurt.
It's very
or that
badass.
My feelings hurt. No, it's probably why I'm in therapy right now.
Or that.
Yeah.
Like if I'm upset, you're gonna know.
Yeah. No, I know. But that's like, I think where we balance well is because I don't like to like I don't wear my emotions on my sleeve, even though like I'm an open book, but I like if I'm hurting or if I'm like upset, like it's not easily known. And you are like,
oh, I know. I fucking know when you're upset.
You know, but I mean like to the world, you know, like I try to keep on like this strong front, but you're like, we got to tackle this. Everyone knows how I feel. Everyone who I hate knows that I hate them.
Which is mostly everyone.
Yeah.
I'm like barely having my eyes open right now.
Well,
we've had did we get back yesterday?
We got back yesterday from Paris and update. It was
amazing. It was a good time.
It was way nicer than I anticipated. And what's funny is the sanitation department there who picks up your trash is on strike. So we saw trash around and didn't think anything of it.
People are like, excuse the trash. I was like, have you been in New York?
Yeah, I was like, this looks exactly like New York.
They had trash built up everywhere, but it was in like really nice piles.
Organized.
And it didn't smell.
It was organized. I was like, if this was New York, it would be everywhere.
Somebody would actually have opened the trash bags and just thrown it everywhere.
Yeah. No, it was it was so organized. It was still so beautiful and it didn't smell. The food was great. The people were lovely.
The event was great. Shout out.
I do have an ick though about something involved with Paris.
Well, you can.
We'll talk about that later. It's not you. This week, it's not John.
Well, but shout out to Netflix. They brought us out there.
Yeah,
we got to promote the new Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston movie, Murder Mystery 2. I mean, it was an awesome experience.
I feel like it was up our wheelhouse. Like if we were to be in a movie,
that would be it.
Watching it, I was like, this is John and I. Like the way that they were arguing and just like anticipating crime and like going about trying to problem solving. I'm like, this is us. But I think that that's like the genius of movie making or content creation, like what we do with our TikToks. It's creating something that is like real and relatable. Like a lot of people, I think, look at relationships and think that it's all butterflies and beautiful. And it's like, no, you're married to someone who you argue with, you know?
Are you really married if you don't argue?
I mean, or it's not a real relationship.
Speaking of that, I love the comments.
I mean, I never like to give the comments any type of what's the word I'm looking for? Recognition.
Right.
Like I don't like to speak on negative comments, but of course they're the only ones that stand out and that really like sting. So people are always like, you guys hate each other. I could tell by your body language. You're going to get divorced. And I'm like,
who hurt you?
Who hurt you? And number one, are you even in a relationship? Because
Probably
if you're
not.
married, you know, you do argue. And when when it's with your best friend or like your friend that you're arguing with.
Also, are you like a fucking psychologist? Like, how do you know my body language? Were you the fucking CSI agent?
From our 30-second clip, you could really tell.
Right.
We're already
you probably didn't even listen to the whole episode or just this clip.
So far away. Again, I hate to give any acknowledgement to the negative comments, but I do think it's funny.
I want to because I want them
when
to
people
know
are
that
like,
they're stupid.
They're getting divorced. We've been with each other for enough years to know that like we can live with each other and we hate each other on the most accurate level for marriage. Like that is fine.
It just blows my mind.
It's like, do you not talk shit to your friends? Like this is just how we communicate, and it's through love.
That's true.
I'm sorry, but like I broke up with all of my exes because we were too nice to each other and it was fucking fake. But anyway, that's on that. But Paris was great. We had a lovely time. I'm glad we went.
I don't know. Like I put a message in my phone to remember to talk about the cold shower for some reason. I don't know why. We like rented an Airbnb with our friends like the first night, and Alex got hot water. Our friend Neil, she got hot water, and then
She didn't.
Oh, so I'm just the only one that complained about it.
Ready? Exactly. You're the only one who complained because I'm getting ready, and I took a shower. It was beautiful and warm, and then she gets in probably 10 minutes after me, and it was the quickest shower. And she didn't say a word. I was just like, oh, maybe like she didn't wash her hair. I washed my hair. I was like, maybe it was just like a super quick shower. It wasn't until you go in and you're hyperventilating.
She had some warm water. She had to.
She said she did it. I'm telling you, John, her shower was so fucking fast. I would have thought she could have won an award. It was record-breakingly fast. And then you go in and you go here, oh, shit, motherfucker, Jesus Christ.
My whole body was like soaped up. And then I'm like, I'm fully, you're committed.
Yeah,
you have to wash.
But anyway, so then John complains and he's like, Jesus, fuck, Alex, did you girls use all the water? And then Niels was like, I had no warm water either. And then we got a message from the Airbnb owner and said the pipes, something broke with the pipes.
Of course.
I was like, whoops. I thought it was me. But no. But she didn't complain. You complained.
I know, of course.
I mean,
of course
it's okay.
I did.
It's okay.
Cold
showers.
Other things about
are good for you, John.
Apparently, other things about Paris. I started getting a complex about saying merci,
merci,
and buongiorno.
Yeah, update.
Buongiorno.
It's bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Other update was
wait, I'm not done with that yet.
No, but I need to like talk on speaking in French. I froze up because anytime that I'd be like, bonjour.
They knew you were American immediately.
Le table pour 4 personnes. They'd be like, table for 4. And I'm like, yes.
I know.
That's exactly what I said.
They could tell right off the bat with the accent.
I'm sure.
But mine was like, I was saying merci or merci, like thank you, at the wrong times.
You couldn't pronounce
they were like,
L'Arc de Triomphe.
They were like, bonjour.
Bonjour.
And then I'd say merci or merci to them. And now I have a complex about it now. About the third day in,
it just
I just stopped talking.
No, you started
I just
saying
stopped.
Gracias. You were like, gracias.
Like, I know. Or I would say thank you, and I feel like I was insulting them. So I just like was hoping Alex would talk for me. I'm just like waving.
But it is. I could see where it is hard if you're in another country to learn a new language, even if you're practicing, because people just automatically speak to you in English because it's just like the universal. If you speak Spanish, someone speaks English. If you're from Portugal, someone's speaking English. If you're from France, Italy, like someone is speaking English. Not everyone knows all the languages, but
which is sad. We're so dumb. Like I wish
English is what everyone, it's universal, but it's like, even if you try to practice your language or like their language, they're going to just automatically make it easier for you. And so I was still trying to be like, okay, but how do I say this XYZ? But it's hard. And it's also intimidating. It's very intimidating.
I just like, it's embarrassing that we only know English.
I mean, I could get around in French.
Okay.
I could get around.
I believe it though.
I didn't, but I can. As I was thinking, I was like, wow, there's a lot of things that I could have responded in French, but I just didn't. Répétez, s'il vous plaît.
It was cool though. I mean, I feel like we didn't really do much with shop.
We
and ate.
Lots of carbs. We were like, by day 2,
the bread's so good.
We were like, okay, we're done with carbs. And then we were not.
I know.
We ate bread.
Everything has bread. Every meal you get has bread in it. I know.
So good. Everything was really good. But the premiere was special too. I wore a gown designed by my grandma's business, Tina DiMartina Designs, shout out, which was just like something that I've always dreamed about doing since I was a kid. My grandma started a gown company as a single mom to 5 kids. And that's how she was able to provide for her family.
We need to have her on the podcast.
We do.
One day.
I know.
Her story is incredible.
She designed my wedding gown. She designed every wedding gown in my family, my mom's, my aunts, my cousins. And I've always thought that her gowns were stunning. And so growing up, because I was always like, I'm going to be on the red carpet one day, I always wanted to wear one of her dresses. And so it felt like a full circle moment to wear one of her gowns on the red carpet in Paris.
I know, that's great. I'm sure she loved it.
It was, like a once in a lifetime experience, but it was a great time. It really was so great.
So, and then we leave at 8:30 in the morning tomorrow.
Yes. But anyway, anything else? Any other updates?
One
you're
update.
Looking good. You're feeling fresh.
One fucking update. My gloves. The gloves I wore.
Oh, that was like 2 episodes ago.
I know, but so we batch, we like pull clips and then we like post the clips. And we recently posted a clip of, the same episode like 2 weeks ago. And everyone's like, he's wearing gloves again. I'm like, I'm not wearing the gloves again. It's from the same fucking episode.
It's getting warmer in LA, thankfully. So hopefully we can start trimming down on our attire as John is in like a feather down coat.
I want to show off my jacket.
You really do look like you're in The Last of Us or
Indiana Jones or something.
Yeah.
Right.
One of those like explorer movies. Couldn't be more the opposite of you.
Oh, I know. All right, let's dive in. Quickies.
Quickie number 1. My boyfriend and I have been together for 2 years. I'm about to graduate college in May, and we plan to move in together. Currently, we both live at our parents' homes. What advice do you have for us as a couple living together for the first time and buying a house for the first time?
Oh my God, I just blacked out while you read that question. So they're moving in together and they're asking for advice.
Here we go. Yes, they're moving in together. This is their first time. They both live with their parents and they're buying a house together. I would say from my experience, number 1, congratulations. Buying a house, moving in together, that's a huge first step together as a couple, or just for a new chapter in your life. But tip is just knowing in advance that things are going to go wrong in your house and it's expensive. So just preparing yourself for that.
Ooh, that's true. I would say rolls.
Like in your house?
Yeah. I mean, moving in with one another. I'm assuming you guys weren't living together beforehand. Now you're together. Now I think you're going to know each other on a more intimate, intense level. Right. So there's going to probably be things that you haven't seen before.
Right. I think overall, we say this on pretty much every episode, it's being a team and making sure that you guys are working together to make one another's lives easier. Cleaning the house, splitting those roles, working as a team.
Identify strengths and weaknesses too. What one may be really good at, the other's not. So I think. And
again, there's always going to be roles in the house that you're both not going to want to do. Like laundry, trash, vacuuming, sweeping. And so I think it's just delegating who does what and setting a time that you guys are going to either do that together, an hour during the weekends, whatever that looks like for you, but making sure that you know that you both have to contribute.
Being considerate of one another, being aware, if one person's busy, picking up the slack, helping out. Again, you're a team, like you said. And then also really important is, I'm sure you both are busy working, whatever, having time together that's meaningful. I think that sometimes gets lost once you live together and you're so used to seeing one another.
Yeah, it's easy
you forget to do that.
Put Netflix on and just scroll on your phone.
I mean, that's meaningful to me. I'm fine with that, but
you need to have your quality time.
Sure, quality time.
Yeah, spend your quality time. Okay, quickie 2. Okay, I'm in my 40s and my wife is in her 30s. We'd like to hang out with other couples and have couple friends. How the fuck do you find them? How do we find them? I think we find
it's different for us because
couple friends through the internet.
No, I think we find it. Well, yeah,
we do, like creator friends.
Oh my God, hold on. That's what I'm saying, but not through the internet. It's not like we randomly. It was like through events or people like introducing us. I guess one or two of them was like, we started following each other. I think it was because we're in the same network of like our like field, right?
Right, like from work, I guess for us. But we've talked about this before. I think that there is an app or a website called Meetup. But I think just doing things that you guys both like doing, whether that's like wine tasting, going to breweries, the gym together.
Whatever.
Like we made when we were in Raleigh, we would meet people when we were out or like at the gym. Like we would be a part of like a HIIT class workout together. We'd meet other couples there who like to work out together or run clubs.
I think that's basically the key thing is like keep doing what you like to do. Maybe find it in a way that involves other people.
Yeah. And
intramural sports, all that kind of stuff.
Intramural sports is a good one.
We did meet people through that.
Mm-hmm. And just like don't be nervous about reaching out via social media or however the means are. Because I feel like sometimes people second guess. I mean, I do. I'm like, they're going to think I'm a fucking loser if I'm like messaging them like, let's be friends. But I'm like, who cares? Shoot your shot.
I mean, I wouldn't start with that. I would just be like, what are you guys doing Saturday?
I would start with let's be friends. But that's just...
I wouldn't. I think that's strange, but that's cool. You could say that, John, if you want.
You've for sure...
I'm not going to say let's be friends.
Okay, that's just because you're like a guy. You also wouldn't like hype up your friend the way that I would.
What the fuck? I'm an amazing... I support my friends.
No, I'm not saying you don't support your friends, but like...
I'm like, you got big arms. You're the man.
Okay.
Big dick swinging.
You would say that to one of your friends?
Fuck yeah. Why not?
You definitely would not. You've never said that to one of your... Goo is sitting literally right here. Have you ever said to Goo, you got a big dick swinging?
Unfortunately, Goo doesn't have a mic right now, so he can't say anything. But yes.
I could see from his eyes that he's like, hell no, John.
Look up. Yep, that's a yes.
Yeah, you're a fucking liar, John. You would never say to one of your friends, big dick swinging. I think you just have to get it. Anyway, again, same thing that John apparently has too big of an ego to say, let's be friends. I think it's just like, we would be friends. I literally messaged someone that recently and she goes, yeah, we would. So unless she was just saying that to be fucking nice because I'm weird.
Yeah, maybe I don't know how guys actually do it. I don't know, I think I just say, let's hang out. Are you free? Do you want to do something? You want to grab a drink, whatever.
It's not that deep, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, keep it chill.
It's not that deep.
Keep it light.
Quickie number 3. My husband stays home and watches our kids. I'm the sole provider, and we just had another child. I feel like I found my soulmate in another. I don't know what to do.
This was similar to same kind of advice from the last episode where it's like, you're not doing anything wrong until you do something wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because when it was like the woman was talking about, I have a girlfriend, but now I'm thinking about the dude's dick that I work with. And it's like,
like
everyone has fantasies or whatever, but like the minute you act on something is when the problem is real. I think
also, though, sometimes when you're in a relationship, you know, especially, and I can't speak for people who have kids, but I can imagine it being so much fucking tougher with kids because your time is now split between your significant other and your kids. I can imagine that when you meet someone, it's like exciting and you think the grass is greener. Like you're at work and you meet someone and you're like, oh my God, this is so exciting. It's away from my kids. Like because your life at home is the mundane, it's the boring, it's stressful, that you might think that you found your soulmate in another, but you have to like go back to the reason why you chose your husband. And I think it's like continuously choosing your partner and going back to the reason why. Like, of course, there are reasons why people split up and don't work out, but I think you have to look at what those reasons are. And if it's just because like the flame died, I think that you can get that spark back. It's like more of a mindset, you know, or I don't know. It's not that black and white, but I just don't think that
there's always that grass is greener, you know, mentality. And a lot of times it's not. And I just think when it goes to your endorphins or whatever, where it's like that excitement of something new, and then what, you know?
Also, again, not because I have kids, but I'm only on Mom Talk. And so this is only from what I'm sourcing from my friends with children and Mom Talk, is that like your hormones change so much when you do have a kid, like when you give birth and for like
That's
a year
crazy.
after, but like that you can physically look at your husband and be like, I fucking hate you.
Is that the same thing like birth control too?
I mean, birth control fucks with your hormones also, but I know that giving birth, like it's a completely different type of hormone than
That's crazy.
what birth control. But like I've literally seen or heard of people who physically get ill at the sight of their spouse, and it's not forever. It's just like your hormones are crazy. So I don't think that like this is something that you need to lean into right after just having another kid. Like it's probably a lot of other things that are attributing to the way that you're feeling right now.
I mean, again, it's like you have to look, you have children, you know, it's not just your life anymore. Like how is that going to affect them? You know, at the same time, YOLO, well, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like you have, there's different ways to look at it.
What are the reasons that you're feeling this way?
Sure. Look at all that.
Because like,
I
if
get
you're
that.
in an abusive relationship, no, fucking leave. But why are you feeling that you found your soulmate in another? It's probably because you just had a kid and you're just like, your hormones are crazy.
Maybe.
And again, like,
do you ever think, like, sometimes I think if I see an attractive woman, like, and you're like, what would life be like if you look at someone else? I don't know, because I am a negative person. The first thing I think of, like, oh, you're hot, but then I'm like, you probably have a shitty personality,
it's probably
or you're
it
has literally has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you.
Oh,
I'm like,
wait. Oh, you're saying it has nothing to do with me?
No.
I think in the back of your head, it does.
Well, yeah, you're my wife and I love you.
And that's why you're like, I would never do better than Alex. That's what you're thinking.
But I think I'm looking.
No, that's exactly what you're thinking.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
That's exactly.
I'm not gonna even say my. You're right.
No.
You're right.
What are you thinking?
Holistically, looking at everything, I think everyone has. It's just too much with one person. There's too many things, too many different personality types, and like likes and wants and what they believe in and culture and all this stuff. Like there's bound to be some sort of roadblock. And it's like, I wouldn't want to go through that. Like just because someone's hot doesn't mean that person's right for you. And yeah. I always try to look past that when I see someone hot or whatever. Cause I'm like, I can't, they have to have flaws, and then I'm sure those flaws will come out, and then we'll end up hating each other. I don't know. That's what I think.
Everyone in relationship has flaws in relationships, not relationship, but no one individually is perfect. So it's just a matter of finding who you can tolerate their flaws for. And I don't mean that to be like, you have to settle, you have to tolerate someone, because you don't. I don't think that you should settle. I think that you should have a list of things that like you have boundaries for. But like if everything is perfect for this person, like, well, number one, you're never going to find a perfect person. But if they check the majority of your boxes and you love them, like you have to dive deeper. And I think that people do get blinded by the grass is greener on the other side. Nope, the grass is generally greener where you water it, usually.
I like that. That's good. Okay. We don't need a conclusion. Oh, good. I was about to say we don't need a conclusion, and you were going to move on.
I'm proud of you. I concluded it there, but I said, you're
doing it again.
Okay. Okay. Next question. Tips on keeping it spicy in the bedroom. If I have 5 minutes sex one more time, I think I'll break up with him.
Nothing wrong with that.
We get it, John. We know that you like to have very
as long as
productive, efficient
both
sex.
Partners are happy. That's all that matters.
I mean, that is true. But I think it's just having the conversation. How many times do we have to say this? It's about communication.
Also, the longer you're with someone, I didn't
it
hear
doesn't say. It's
so you don't know. Listen, in the beginning is trial and error. You know, you don't know each other. You don't know what someone likes or doesn't like. Nerves are happening. I've given poor performances plenty of times, but it's like once you know your person and you guys are comfortable with each other, you know what you like, it should be efficient.
I think that like
I'm sweating.
There is a time and a place to have an elongated sexual encounter with your
elongated. That's partner. The word you chose.
Yeah, like a an extended amount of time.
You worked with somebody once, and I always have what he says in my head. What did he say?
He said something like, if you're fucking for longer than 15 minutes,
you're doing something wrong.
You're doing something wrong. Yeah. And
unless you are both trying to prolong it.
That's what I mean. Like there is a time and a place where you're like, yeah, like let's make this a sexual experience, but like no. In what world? Who has time for that? Also, just like you're probably just like laying around. Like
we don't know. That's not us. We don't know. We don't know what you're doing.
I just feel like we're like we both know each other so well at this point that it's like we don't need to spend an hour.
But going back to her question, it's like it's going to be a rocky road. It's trial and error, and you're going to just have to, I think once you find the person.
Tips on keeping it spicy in the bedroom. If I have 5 minutes sex one more time, are you not being satisfied? Maybe that's why. Like maybe you're not reaching
another non-fully detailed
your climax.
Question.
Maybe that's why. True. Because
also, I want to know if this is a random person or is this somebody you're dating? Because
she
that's
said,
also
I think
a problem.
I'll break up with him, so they're dating.
Oh,
but I too, if I was only having 5 minutes sex and not reaching my climax, I too would be like, dude, I'm fucking over it.
Right. Well, especially if you're dating someone, so you've had multiple sessions. I'm assuming.
I just think you have to communicate and be like, dude, you're gonna have to
step it up.
Work with me here. Next question. As a husband, so John, I guess this is for you. As a husband, what is the one thing your wife does that affirms that you chose the right woman to spend the rest of your life with?
Driven, 100%. That's number one.
Really? That's it? Yeah. I mean, no, that's a good quality.
The mentality I talked about earlier about they're hot. That does nothing. You're hot, and yes, being attracted to someone's number one. Obviously, you're hot, and I want to be with you. I think the older I got, though, that was becoming more important too. I need someone who has a passion, who's driven, who wanted to succeed in life, because we're both driven people and we want to do the best that we can. And I saw that in you, and I saw that in your work.
I think for me, not that this person asked, but
your person read the second part.
No, this says, and as a wife, what do you do for your husband that you think is what makes him choose you?
I actually want to know that too. What if you were? I guess I wanted you to answer that first.
Okay, so what do I do that I think is what makes you choose me? Probably that I'm driven. Because I think that
you actually think that.
Yeah, because I think that if I wasn't or didn't have a talent or just went along with the world.
Well, in the beginning it was the chase, obviously, right? Yeah, but you were driven. No, but besides that,
long term, what keeps you together? I think it's that I try to push you to be a better version of yourself and you push me to be a better version of myself. I think that we're continuously working on one another physically, emotionally. We're always working to be better people and better partners for each other. And again, that's kind of why those comments do get to me about the divorce, which I know that they shouldn't, but I just feel we work so hard and we do care for each other's well-beings and you are my best friend.
Oh, I can't say that because he's
because you're a best friend. No, John. Now that you didn't say that, people are yeah, this is true.
No, I don't. You're not my best friend though.
No.
I hate that. I hate when
I agree.
I am your best. I know that's fine. I'm your best friend, but you're not my.
It's built in. I think that it annoys me when people are my best friend. No, or your partner is obviously one of your closest people in your lives, but you have your best fucking friends.
Right.
Your partner is on a different level. Then you have your best friends, my girlfriends. I'm not trying to be your bestie, but it's just built in. John,
I mean, we're better than besties because we're with each other 24/7. We haven't killed each other.
True, but I don't think I could do that with a friend.
I mean, I think another main reason why we're together is because we have our goals are so aligned for our life.
Yeah,
it's just there was something else you read too about love can't be the only is not the only thing that holds people together.
No, it's a business. It is a transaction. It's making each other.
This is just going towards what they were saying in the comments.
Yeah.
This was just a business transaction.
Yeah. They're only with each other because they have the podcast and content.
Yeah, exactly.
My God. But we've had that conversation before and we've said if our marriage is on the line, we would leave this in a minute. We choose each other first as it fucking should be.
Exactly.
Anyway, so did we answer that question?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
We did.
All right, next question. I'm in a new relationship going on 2 months, and my girlfriend told me to choose between clubbing with my friends or her. I'm going out this weekend, and I invited her to come out with us, but she has to work. Last time I went clubbing, I was understanding of her feelings, communicated throughout the night, left early, and only had 2 drinks. Clubbing has never been a means for me to meet girls, and I simply want to blow off some steam with my friends. She is not used to the bar/club scene and has expressed that she is uncomfortable with me being there. We both haven't been in a relationship for years due to self-growth, and this has been one of my healthiest relationships for me so far. However, I told her I do not want to lose myself and the peace I've gotten, and I don't want to lose my friends. Is this something bigger? I feel like right now it's you can't go to the club, and later it'll be I can't go anywhere.
One, I want to know how old you are. And 2, when he keeps saying club, I'm just like thinking.
I'm thinking of like
fucking like rave
Miami.
glow stick.
Yeah, like literally.
What is clubbing?
Because I think that's what the difference of like a club and a bar is. Like a bar is like you can have conversation, you're yelling. Right. A club is you're yelling to one another, but like it's like.
I mean, listen. At some point, your commitment to your relationship is going to have to come first if you want to keep it. If this is your most successful relationship and like you see a future with this person, you're going to have to make sacrifices. That being said, if you're fucking young, do what you want to do. You have the rest of your life.
Devil's advocate, like if this is something that is a non-negotiable for you and you like to club that much, you could find a biddy who likes to club with you. But
True.
like,
I could see that being a train wreck though.
For sure. I mean, depending on
then you both are just raging all the time. Oh man.
Yeah, but he's saying like the club doesn't have to be
here's the other
ratchet thing. Where you're getting hammered and blackout. Like
we don't know what clubbing is. Are you?
When I was in college and like after college, I would go clubbing. Honestly, until I met you, I would go clubbing. My friends and I would go out dancing. We were like we would not leave.
Alex, you're fucking bars around NC State or like even Long Island.
In Manhattan.
That's club. Manhattan's different.
I didn't go clubbing.
You're like, I'm clubbing in NC State. Like, relax.
You didn't know me.
You didn't live in like Miami or somewhere where there's clubbing.
You act like I never like went on bachelorette parties or went out in Manhattan where I grew the fuck up because you hated the city and you were so old that by the time that I met you, you just only wanted to day drink.
I don't think I ever clubbed.
Maybe I know, that's what I'm saying. Like when I met you, you were like, listen, I don't go out past
day drinking or...
Again, I'm trying to tell.
Or darty. It's called darty, I guess.
Dartying, day partying.
I had some younger guys tell me that.
But you used to, like when we first met, you were almost 30 and you were like, I only drink.
29.
I only drink between the hours of like 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. And you're like, after that, I'm home.
I can't wait to get Goo and Mike for him to like totally agree with me on that.
He'll be like, facts. That's
facts.
John,
best
so like,
time. Day drinking's the best.
I'm not arguing with you, but I'm saying I changed my ways because I'd be like, we go out at 11 p.m. and you're like, then I'm not going with you. And I wanted to hang out with you.
You go into your local bar and
fucking
and
Christ,
dancing
John.
to Enter Sandman Sandstorm isn't clubbing.
Sandstorm?
That song. That's not clubbing.
You're showing your age so much. John, you're literally showing your age. The fact that you're bringing up that and not like Chris Brown or Rihanna or like Lil Wayne, like that's who I was dancing at the club.
The fact that it's like 9:30 and we're doing this podcast, I'm just barely hanging on.
Wait, no, let me see your club dance moves again. Like that, you just aged yourself, Johnson. His 40s.
It's an amazing song.
But yeah,
what was the question? Clubbing. The other thing I want to say about that is, don't sacrifice. Is this something you love to do? And then say you're like, oh, you can't just do it for your partner though. If you don't do it for yourself, you do it for your partner. There's going to be resentment. So you're not ready. You're not ready.
True. Because like for me, when I was done clubbing. Again, I like how you
go ahead. Conclusion.
Like to judge me about like what my fucking clubbing experience was when you've never clubbed with me.
I clubbed though.
When?
I did
back
clubbing.
In the 90s,
early 2000s. I did some clubbing.
You so crazy. And then anyway, so I just think that I was ready to not club in my mid-20s.
No one's asking about anymore. You. Nobody cares.
I'm giving my fucking experience, John, because he's talking about his girlfriend, and I'm saying, like, I was in a place where I was over it. And I was like, I was okay to not club
we're
anymore.
Both saying the same thing. So I agree. We both agree. Wow, we agreed in a weird way. Cool. Next question. Are we still in the quickies?
In conclusion,
no.
Do what feels natural for you. No, these are the longer questions. Okay, next question. My situation is I've been dating this guy for almost 6 months. He's married with 3 kids, but they've been separated for 3 years and he doesn't live with her. He claims he doesn't want to get a divorce because of the kids they already have who are older. She still stalks him when we go out and will basically beg for him back. He's been honest with me with everything and tells me that she's trying to call him. I really like him, but I'm wondering if I should even deal with this. Normally, I would have walked away, but I can't seem to walk away from him. I've asked him if I would get a divorce, and he doesn't seem to want to get one anytime soon. Any advice?
Oh my God. Toxic. Obviously, that's why you can't get away from it, because it's toxic. You probably have good sex. That's probably keeping you there.
What else, John?
He's got 3 kids and he's not divorced.
Not divorced.
He wants his cake and can't eat it too.
And can't eat it.
He wants his cake and he wants to eat it too. Basically, that seems like
he wants to have his cake and eat it too.
So he's got you and he's got 2 women right now.
Well, he's not.
Why would he? It's perfect for him.
He's not with his wife. He's separated from her.
From what he says.
I mean, I just think that you have to decide. Again, we talk about boundaries all the time here. Like, what is your boundary? For me, like getting into a relationship with someone, I would be like, I need you to be 100% separated, divorced from this person. Especially the fact that she's like stalking him. Like, you need some like legal papers in place and also if you want to move forward with him, like marriage, how are you going to do that if he's already married?
Toxic relationships are tough. They're addicting, and that's exactly what this is. And I feel bad for her because it's also a confidence thing, I think, too.
Yeah,
it comes down to like, you're probably thinking in your head like, oh, like I could see a future with this person. Maybe I don't think I'm going to find anyone else. I just like be confident in
like
yourself and who you are.
Yeah,
and you're just going to succeed in life if you just think that way. Like people who just go from one, not saying she does this, but like in general, like anytime I see people that go from one relationship to the next, it's like they don't know who they are and they're not confident and it's just a fucking train wreck.
I think it depends. It can be, but I just think like it ultimately boils down to like, what is the standard that you are setting for yourself? Like if this was a friend telling you this story, what would you tell them? And then there's your answer. If like your best friend was saying this exact scenario, would you be like, you should stay with him? Or would you be like, walk the fuck away?
If your best friend said that, I'd be like, you need new friends.
If your best friend is like, stay with him.
You need to assess her life and be like, is she a good person to give you fucking advice?
Don't take advice from anyone who's doing anything that you wouldn't do. Like no one who's doing less than you, like only take advice from generally people who are walking the path that you want to live.
Yep. That's actually really good advice. I mean, how many successful people say that? You want to be the dumbest person in your friend group.
Right. You want to have the cheapest house on the block and you want to be the dumbest person in your friend group.
True.
Because you're always going to learn and you're always going to do better. But anyway, so I think it's a tough situation. You probably love him as I give a summary, but
I know. Golly.
But I think that you deep down know what you deserve. And I think that you can set that boundary.
Well said, Alex.
Next question. I was in a committed relationship with someone who is 9 years younger than me and very insecure. We were together for 4.5 months and had made all these future plans. However, his insecurities were hindering our relationship because he had broken up with me 3 times and I kept chasing because I had faith. Recently, he went through my phone without me knowing and he found a deleted message from an old friend and he made his own assumptions that I was cheating. I could say my mistake was to respond, but in no way I was cheating. Can you give me some insight? Who's wrong and who's right? Needless to say, he broke up with me and I'm sad and I want to reach out.
Oh my God.
Tell
that was his fucking out. That was his fucking out. Anything he reached, He was reaching for something.
Also, 4.5 months, girl, walk away. You dodged this bullet. Like, this is not someone who you want to be with anyway. No. I think that
he's 9 years younger than her?
Who's 9 years younger than me and very insecure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
No. I just think that, like, you are good riddance.
And of course, you feel sad and bad and all that because he broke up with you.
Exactly.
If it was the other way around, you wouldn't give a shit.
Exactly. If you were the first one to break up with him, you'd be like, this is fine. I might feel bad and sad for a minute, but it's because it's always an ego thing. It's a little bit of an ego thing, whether you want to admit it or not. No one likes to be rejected. And so that's what it is. It's like a hit on your ego. And you're like, it's like when you get fired from a job.
No way. I loved when you rejected me. I wanted more.
Exactly. Just like she does. She's like,
oh,
I want to reach out. Yeah. I'm sad. I want to reach out.
Don't do it.
It's like, you don't fire me first. You don't break up with me first. I was going to do that.
Right.
So it's like, you always want to be, but then too, like when you're the first one to do it, like, you know, you have different questions about the relationship, but no one likes to be rejected. Whether that's from a job or a relationship or.
You ain't first, you're last.
Is that from, what is it? Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights.
If you ain't first, you're last.
If you ain't first, you're last.
But anyway, I just think that you're feeling this way. Your feelings are valid, of course. You're allowed to like mourn this relationship. But I just think that like.
But like mourn it
good riddance.
Separately from this guy.
And also like don't give you were together for 4.5 months. Like don't let this consume you. I think just like move on. Like distract yourself with friends, go make out with someone at the bar.
Yeah. And
just this person, you said that you broke up 3 times and you kept chasing him because you had faith. No, move on.
And you're in that stage too. It's like the honeymoon stage. So that's an addicting stage to be in.
And if like you're already having issues here, no. And that's the thing too, that I don't know if that we've like let people in on was that like, you and I, when we were like back and forth, we never like committed to one another.
No.
We were just like, we would go on one date and then never see each
we
other.
We were never official ever until we were official. And then once we were official, from then on.
I remember like
no one's asking that. What's the next question?
I want to talk about it. I remember the one date that we went on though, and then like being like, dang it, like I'm gonna have to date this person now for the rest of forever. And then you were mine for the rest.
And then you were mine.
Forever. It was a decision, though. I was like, all right, this is it. Next question.
I love you.
I love you.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, next question. My husband and I have been together 6 years, married for 1. He's begging me to have our first kid. We're in our early 20s and have plenty of time to get there. I have zero desire for kids right now, and that scares me. I'm not very maternal and not the girl that loves babies. We are on 2 different pages right now. I've tried to talk to him about this and it never ends badly, but I feel like he's upset and frustrated with me by the end. I wish we were ready, but I'm not. It makes me feel like I'm failing him. All of our friends are having kids right now, and I think that definitely has an influence. He said, I'm so jealous. We are falling behind, and look, that could be us. What do I do? I'm so scared that I'll never want or be ready for kids, which would mean an end to our marriage. Or I'll have to suck it up and just have a kid, which definitely is not the right thing to do. How do I work through this?
I'm glad you realize that. Yeah, don't have a kid if you're not ready to have a kid. Also, if the first thing he said to you, like he's so jealous, wrong reasons to have kids. Obviously, that's influencing him, but you just like you want to have kids because other people are having kids, or you want to have kids because like you truly want a child to nurture and grow.
You said you guys are young, but like my biggest concern is like, did you guys not have this conversation before?
Yeah,
and
that should have been one of the key ones.
And I get that like too, when you're young, you're probably like, oh, I'm not sure. Like it's something we could discuss about later. But like sometimes people know. I mean, like
they've been together for 6 years, married for 1.
Yeah.
Within all those years, you never.
I don't know though, but like.
Well, maybe you had that convo. I don't know.
Right. And maybe you did have that convo and then like your feelings changed, because I think growing up, my expectation was that I would have kids. I think when I was in my first relationship at like 17, I was like, oh, I'm going to be a young mom and have kids by 22. But then like you grow up and you're like, wow, I can't even afford to take care of myself. And then you just, deal with life as it comes. but your expectations change, your timeline for things change. Like your career might not have been falling into the place that you thought it would be by now, or, you know, just a lot of things in life. Like you had expectations of when you were younger, and then things change. So it might not even just have been a conversation thing. It might just be that, like, you know, they're in a different place right now than they were 6 years ago when they started dating. But I think that you're very self-aware to know that you having a kid to please your partner is not the answer.
No, not at all. I mean, I don't know how much more to talk about on this subject, because it's pretty obvious to me, just based off what you said. Like, do not have kids if you don't want to have kids. And we said it before. If it's not a fuck yes, it's a fuck no. That's how I look at it.
And I would also rather regret not having kids than regret having a child and bringing them into the world. But
you're also young. You're young. You're still young. I mean, I say that
because we're in our 30s.
And we're like, we still could have kids if we wanted to. I know.
I mean, people have kids in their 40s. You know what I mean? Like, so you do have time. Like, there is no rush. But I do think, like, communicating that to your husband and just saying, like, listen, if, like, you're this nervous about it, like, I'm not going to be someone to hold you back. Free will, go find someone else to have children with, if, like, you're willing to, if that's really a non-negotiable for you. But, like, if this isn't something, if you don't want to lose your husband because you don't want kids, like, that's a tough thing you're gonna have to fucking face, like, and make that decision of, like, who would you rather, you know? Because kids aren't just an accessory. We say that all the time too. Like,
I mean, you do need to have that convo and just be like, I'm not ready now. I don't know what to tell you. It's up to you what you want to do. Like, I love you and I want to be with you, but, like, I'm not ready to give you a kid anytime soon. And that's kind of like how you have to leave it. And then that's his decision to make what he wants to do.
Right. Yeah. And that's not to say that, like, things aren't going to change in the future for you guys, but I just think, like, to do something now because you feel pressured is only going to make you resentful, or you're just not going to feel 100% confident in that decision, which you should feel 100% confident.
I feel like a lot of things with these questions are what I notice it comes down to is I think everyone knows the right answer, but it's the hardest choice to make. Mm-hmm. Just like the last question, the guy's clubbing question. It's like, you know, he doesn't want to stop clubbing, right? His girlfriend wants him to stop clubbing. And he's scared if he doesn't stop, he's going to lose her, but he's losing a piece of himself or what he loves to do. And I just think it's like he knows what he has to do. Kind of like here, like she probably knows what she has to do because but you don't want to do something you don't want to do.
But, like, stopping to go clubbing to make your partner happy, it's different than having a baby to make your kid happy. Like, I probably would suggest, like, stop going to the club.
No, but everyone's level of importance is different. It doesn't matter. As if you look at both, like, yeah, it doesn't look like they compute to be similar, but in someone's mind, that is, like, if that's what he loves to do, that's his number one thing. Like, that's his baby. That's, like, his, like, level of what he. And I just think it just comes down. You have a point where it's like two tough decisions you're gonna have to make.
Okay, but also no. I just think that, like, they're so different that, like, you really can't compare the two of, like, creating human life versus
honestly,
like, I'm not willing to stop playing.
Honestly, am I making any sense or am I not?
No. You are making an argument. Tell. You are making an argument, but it is an argument, and so I'm gonna make my argument and just say, like, it'd be like if you were like, I'm not willing to play less Call of Duty to hang out with you because I like Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Like, there is a little bit of a right answer and a wrong answer here. Like, so for, like, the clubbing thing, I'm like, how old are you? Get the fuck over it. Like, you don't have to be clubbing when you're a certain age, or, like, it's exhausting. You're not gonna be clubbing forever. Your priorities have to fucking change. And if they don't, then you're gonna lose your girlfriend. And whatever. And if that's what you want, that's what you want. So I guess, like, to your point, maybe, like, is what you're saying. Like, yeah.
I don't know. Like, everyone's a fucking individual, and, like, everyone's priorities are different. I don't fucking know.
True. I think that's what it is. Do whatever makes you truly happy. Because that's true. There are
that's not right, though, either. Because I feel like people have commented, like, all they're doing is telling people to, like, divorce people or leave people. And I'm like, I'm not trying to say that either, but I'm just trying to be a devil's advocate and, like, looking at everyone's side, because, like, everyone has a choice, everyone has, like, a decision to make, and you got to look at everything. My eyes are like halfway open.
Life also isn't black and white. So we do discuss the gray. Like we do discuss like like it's not as easy as a decision. So, I think you do have to follow your heart and like stay true to yourself, and you don't always have to bend for your partner. But at the same time, like we just said earlier,
but you do have to compromise. And what battles are you got to pick and choose your battles. There we go. Like that's end of conclusion. Next question.
Moving on. Okay. All right. Last question. What do you think about dating a married man? Should I just stop there?
Was that it?
No, there's more. Okay. I'm 24 and he's 41 and has 3 kids and a wife. 3 kids and a wife who he's in an open relationship with. He tells me she's a great mother, but an awful partner and wife. He said for the past 10 years, he's had girlfriends. I never believed in open relationships or dating a married man. We talked about what it would look like if we were dating, and he said primarily private, and only close people of his would know about it. No marriage or kids together. A couple of nights together or travel together. He works in the same building as I do, so we see each other every day for lunch. What do you think I should do? He's cheating on his wife. He's not in an open relationship, homegirl.
I don't think this is a real question. Is this real? Like, do you actually need help? Do you actually need help with this question, or like, do you actually need an answer? How you read it when you typed this out? Did you not see the problem as you were typing it out? I know people are asking for advice, and like, I'm not gonna just like sugarcoat stuff. Like, that is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. This man is married with children. He's a fucking asshole. Fuck that guy.
He's also saying he's going to keep your relationship private.
Are a terrible person also for trying to date someone or hanging out with somebody who's married, who has children. Like, that's going to ruin their lives. What happens if you home wreck that?
No. She is under the assumption that it's an open relationship. But I'm here to tell you, girlfriend, he's just cheating on his wife. You can't
actually... Okay.
There's
wait. Sorry.
There's no way.
Wait.
That it is.
Let me backtrack a little bit.
His wife knows that they're in an open relationship. I bet she's not sleeping with anyone. She's not.
Let me backtrack a little bit. I actually didn't hear the first part where you said it was an open relationship.
No, it says he has a wife with 3 kids who he is in an open relationship with. No, the fuck he's not. He's just.
No. Maybe he is.
The fact that he said that if they're dating, it's going to be private and they would never get married or never have kids together. You're telling me that this wife
I know number one, what you need to do, whether it's private or not, what you need to do if you're down to do this relationship, talk to the wife. Whether it's private or not. No, that has to be first.
Right.
You can't just take his word.
Okay.
Because you're not just affecting the two of you, you're affecting those children. So you have to be like, I'm down for this open relationship if you are, but I need to talk to the wife to make sure it is open, because if it's not, I'm not doing this.
Before even talking to the wife, you have to decide, am I okay with, number 1, this being a private relationship? Number 2, this leading towards nowhere. Like, we're never going to get married and never have kids.
She seems like she is fine with it, right?
No, she's confused. She's
wow,
like,
I really
what do you
didn't,
think I should do?
really did not pay attention to this question.
Do you want me to read it again?
Nope, I'm getting the pieces.
I'm just giving you the pieces. So I just think that
pieces of the puzzle
you
are
have
coming
to
together.
Decide what you're okay with. Are you okay with this relationship ultimately leading nowhere? No one can know about it. I think it's like what you said. And if you are okay with that, then you say, okay, to move forward, I need to have a conversation with your wife, who is apparently in an open relationship with you, which outsider looking in, I don't think the wife is aware that she is also in an open relationship.
I too concur with what you're saying, but anyways, say something to her. Also, I apologize for calling you fucking stupid because I didn't listen to the whole question. But hey,
selective listening.
Yeah,
it's a problem. Yeah.
Whether it's private or not, though, whatever he says, you cannot continue until you talk. You have to talk. If you're comfortable with it, next step is talk to her. If she's cool with it, do what you guys want to do. But you should have in the back of your head, do not fuck those kids
You're
up.
also 24, girl. Like, you're in your prime. Your prefrontal cortex is not
She's
fully
24?
developed. Yeah. John, do you
Fuck,
want
I missed every part of this question.
He's 41. I read it.
He's 41?
I read this question.
Oh my God.
Loud.
Is it a... Now I'm wondering...
I read it out loud. You heard all the information.
Is it a turn on for you to be in this like mysterious thing?
Of course.
Again, because it's toxic? Or is like you genuinely like this person? If it's just like a mysterious thing,
listen, I think that you
can move on.
I think that you could be in a relationship with someone who's older than you. Like age differences are okay, but it's like the fact there's too many layers to this that make it not okay or that are red flags for me. Like there's just red flag after red flag after red flag. And the fact that you're even writing in and questioning, like, it's like to your point, you know the answer. You know that this is likely not the relationship that you should be in. This is not healthy, and this is not going to be conducive for your future. So
you should ask your parents, see what they say.
Yeah, that is true. Do the people in your life know that this is your relationship?
If you're asking us, the two strangers, you're obviously not talking to your friends about it. I'm pretty sure. You probably know what they're going to say. Okay.
Yeah.
That's enough with this question.
That's enough. I think we gave enough of like what our response is here, but I'm team you here. I think that you need to question everything about your relationship.
This is a really bad idea.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not team her or team them or anything. I'm just, I just
team
think
bad
like, idea.
You're young, you're easily influenced. Like just don't fall for like the tricks here. He's trying to trick you and be like, yeah, my wife is okay with this. Like I guarantee you his wife doesn't know. I can guarantee you that.
I don't agree with that. That part I don't agree with.
People should be proud to be in a relationship with you.
No, it doesn't matter. No, because maybe he's just thinking of his kids first. And he's like, I don't want to ruin this kid. There's so many people. Listen, you always said don't shame kinks. There's tons of people out there in open relationships.
That's not a kink. An open relationship is not. If you're in an open relationship, own your decisions. Own who you are.
You can own it, but maybe he's keeping it private because it's not just him and his wife. It's him and his wife.
Kids. That's your decision.
Fuck those kids.
No, it's your decision. So it's like you're just choosing that, and you are a reflection of that. So like you're saying that this is my decision. Like she also has a life. Like she should be able to be proud.
No, I don't agree. You got to shield the kids. You got to shield them.
Then don't fucking be in an open relationship if you want to protect your children.
No, you can. Why? If you both are cool with it, I don't see the problem. As long as you're not affecting anyone else, but the two people that are making the choice to do it.
She was okay with it. That's
that's what I'm fucking saying. It's not open if only one is agreeing to it. That's called cheating.
I'm not talking about the wife. I'm talking about the girl who he's dating. Like,
okay, so all three of you have to agree. That's what we're talking about. If all three of you are in agreement.
I'm saying that this girl should not feel bad for the kids. She should not be like, your kids. That's all I'm saying. She should not be like, oh, he's doing it for his children. No, fuck those kids.
I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about
not fuck those kids. Fuck him. And he's being a bad dad, a bad husband, and a bad boyfriend to you. It's because it's not a real open relationship.
Wait, they're already dating?
John, Jesus.
Are they dating?
Yes.
I thought she was trying to figure out if she wanted to jump into this.
She said, what do you think about dating a married man?
Exactly.
I'm 24. I'm
24 and what?
I'm 24. He's 40. I'm going to read this whole question again.
Just read the first part.
I'm reading the whole thing again. So everyone, for any details, we could wrap this up. What do you think about dating a married man? I'm 24. He's 41 and has 3 kids and a wife who he's in an open relationship with. He tells me she's a great mother, but an awful partner and wife. He said for the past 10 years, he's had girlfriends. I never believed in open relationships or dating a married man, but we talked about what it would look like if we were dating. And he said primarily private.
If we were dating, they're not even dating.
Okay, then don't date him. That's my that's my good advice.
Actually, that's both of our advice. You're not even in it yet. So Cliff Notes, in summary, after all this drama that we just talked about, you haven't even pursued this yet. You're just thinking about it.
But we
just look at what we talked about.
The entire relationship.
U-turn, detour away.
Don't date him.
Wow.
All right,
that's
let's
it.
Get into
that's
our icks. What's your ick, John?
Holy shit. Close it. Close that. Well, I think I was talking about my icks being everyone making fun of my gloves, but the other ick I have is about France.
It better not be my ick.
And it's one particular thing.
Shoot.
The fucking coffee teacups.
Thank God. I thought that it was going to be my ick, and it was not.
You guys have good coffee. Actually, there's two things about that. Like, I'm a coffee snob. The coffee tastes good. Coffee's not hot enough. Any of the coffee I ever got there was not hot enough.
That's
and
true.
I'm like, why is this not hot? And there's got to be a reason. I don't know. And I'm sure they're like, well, you stupid fuck, it's French press or whatever. I don't fucking know. But also the teacup or the coffee cup, it is so teeny, and you gotta like pinch it. And I'm like, give me like a fucking man mug, give me something to hold on to.
Most people there are drinking espresso. Like they're not there to sip on an Americano, like drinking a full pot of coffee.
Those cups I've never seen before. So those are specially made cups in France.
They're espresso cups.
No, it's a big cup. It's a big coffee cup. Even at the hotel we were at, even in the morning, they had that like silver cup. It looked nice for coffee, and it was a small.
But think about like the mugs that you drink out of. You don't even drink out of mugs. You drink out of like the stainless steel. So you don't even have a thing.
It doesn't get hot, so it's fine. It's called Yeti. Those are hot as shit. You can't hold the coffee cup because it's too hot.
If you go to a restaurant,
the coffee's not hot. The cup's too hot.
If you go to a restaurant here and order a cup of coffee, order a cup of coffee, you're not getting a Yeti mug. You're getting the same fucking cups that are in France.
Are you blind?
No.
The coffee cups we get here have a huge handle that could stick all four fingers
not
in.
Everywhere. I guarantee
and hold it.
you, no.
I don't have the little teeny earlobe thing that I have to hold on to.
I don't think so. I think like when you go, like no coffee mugs unless it's like, again, a Yeti or like a nice one. Like, of course, here there's
every
trendy
single
ones.
one of our coffee mugs, we have like 30 for some reason.
Because those are ones that we've purchased with a purpose of not having to like only hold by our pinky.
You know what? Somebody write in and tell me what it's for, because there's got to be a reason why they're fucking teeny dainty like that.
Because they're just swinging them back.
Not the coffee cups that are from there. Okay, we're gonna agree to disagree. But anyways,
so that's your ick.
That's it though. Everything else about Paris, France, I loved it. Food, everything. But I'm just gonna say I fucking hate your coffee cups.
My only ick from Paris was we were at the premiere and we were having a fabulous time. And so like we're sitting in the seats, like waiting for it to start. Champagne is flowing. People are eating. We're like sitting to the people next to us. And like, so Netflix invited people, content creators from like all over. It wasn't just the US, but there was like only a few of us from the US. And then there was like Brazil, where else? Like Australia, like everywhere. And so
London.
we're sitting.
You weren't really paying attention.
France, yeah. So I was just thinking of my story, John. So we're sitting with our other American content creators and we're having a conversation and they're just like hilarious. And so again, the movie has not started yet. We're just like drinking champagne, like getting ready for it to start. And they're getting a little loud next to us, like telling a story, but like, whatever, we're fucking loud. We're having fun. We're enjoying ourselves. And a French man in front of us turns around and shushes us louder than I've ever been shushed before. Not us specifically.
He actually put his fingers on. He goes, shh.
And then like does like a.
By the way, everyone in this place is talking, chit-chatting. Nothing's going on.
No one
There's
was
champagne
quiet.
being passed around.
Right. Like it was everywhere was loud. And so it's funny because like you're loud. I'm fucking loud. But the fact that like I wasn't even being shushed, it was my friends. Like I became like a protective older sister. Like you don't shush my siblings. Only I can fucking. And then I looked at you and I was like, oh, John's definitely pissed. Because you are that way where you're like, you tell everyone to shut the fuck up. If they're being loud, you're the first one to be like, shut up. Like lower your tone, lower your voice. Like you're the first one to call people out for being way too loud. But like in a playful, not a mean way, but like in like a playful, like, all right, everyone, shut the fuck up. Yeah, shut the fuck up. But the fact that this stranger did it to like our group, to like our friends specifically, I think it just like put us all in a mood where we were like, how dare you? And so from then on, of course, what do like typical Americans do? We got louder.
Well, there was only 5 of us. There's 5 Americans total. I joke around like I don't like these guys, the other guys that were with us, but I'm just like
you joke, but like you.
But I'm just
became
like,
protective.
but like I want to be Big Brother status. Like I'm gonna make fun of you,
right?
I can make fun of you, but no one else can.
No
make
one
fun
else
of
can.
You. And just I don't like some fucking asshole telling us to shush. So then I blatantly was like, you don't have to shush. You can say whatever you want. The premiere, and I'm yelling it because the guy's sitting directly in front of us, and I'm like yelling it in his ear, but like directing it towards our friends, making it a point like, don't tell us. What
it's almost like you're not patriotic until someone shits.
I mean,
like,
I wanted to tell them to shut up, to be honest, but I'm.
That's what I'm saying. It's like one of those things where it's like you could talk shit about your siblings, but no one else can. Like you could shit on your own country, but the second that someone from another country shits on your country, you're like, you don't fucking know what you're talking about. Like you immediately become protective.
I will be even more obnoxious.
Right. Yeah. And I'm like, what is happening? Like in a situation.
If the movie was playing, the lights were off and we were loud, dude, I get it. I would be like, yeah, shut the fuck up. But like in a scenario where there's no reason for that, I'm like, we're going to have a problem.
So that was my only ick from France was that some motherfucker thought that like had the audacity to
and
shush
yes,
us.
He 100% was French.
Yeah.
Because he was speaking in French to us. Because I heard merci from his mouth. Not to us, but to someone else he was talking to.
He was going off to his other friend who he was talking to, and I was listening. I was like, I don't know any bad words in French, but I'm sure he's saying them all.
It's kind of funny how you like team up with like, it's just like what you know.
Yeah.
I guess it's just like I immediately was like, I think I yelled America at one point during the movie.
Just because you were pissed.
No, I think Adam Sandler said something, or
something happened.
Something happened, and then I was like, America.
But right, like never would be that person, but it's like you immediately just become like protective of like your people, your group. Yeah. So that was my only ick. I really did love Paris. I loved France, but that one fucking pompous man, I was like, don't
throw a punch.
Don't tell me.
Good for us. Anyways, so cool experience. Good podcast. We made it.
I'm
guys,
happy.
Next time
we'll tell you about Mexico
and our cruise.
If you guys want to catch us on YouTube, we're at Give It To Me Straight Podcast. Instagram, Give It To Me Straight Podcast as well. TikTok, Give It To Me Straight. And you could reach us at hello@giveittomestraightpodcast.com. I think that's it. And
like, subscribe, email, comment. Review. We love your reviews. Thank you.
We love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. And we will see you next week.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.